I asked my neighbor for a simple favor. It would have cost him nothing, just a little space in his driveway for 3 hours. He said no, so I spent thousands, ripped up my own yard, and made sure he would never benefit from me again. Oh, and that free firewood he always got? Gone. Forever. If you've ever been shut down by someone you thought was a friend, if you've ever tasted the cold bitterness of petty betrayal, then smash that like button, subscribe, and settle in. Because today's story is about turning disrespect into the sweetest revenge. Let me take you back to last week. It started with a tree, a massive silver maple in our backyard. 90 years old, according to the rings. Beautiful, strong, but dangerously split. We didn't want to remove it, but our arborist made it clear if we didn't, gravity eventually would, and it would take out fences, vehicles, maybe even a structure or two. Now, in our neighborhood, backyards are shared borders, fences, bush lines, or just good neighbor understanding. The guy who lives directly behind us, let's call him Rick. He's got a gravel driveway that stretches from the street all the way to our mutual fence. He parks his truck there, his RV, even a damn fishing boat. It's practically a dealership back there. But here's the thing. Rick and I always got along fine. We've shared tools, firewood, conversations over the fence. So I figured, why not ask him if the tree company could park their bucket truck on his driveway? Just for a few hours. No damage, no cost, and I even offered to cover any accidental dings in writing. They were bonded and licensed. His answer? No. No explanation beyond a cold. I don't trust them. Just like that, all those years of neighborly goodwill snapped, like the split in my tree. And that's when something shifted in me. I wasn't mad at first. Disappointed? Yeah. Surprised? Sure. But mostly, I felt disrespected. He had everything to gain, free firewood, easy goodwill, and nothing to lose. Instead, he gave me a locked door when all I asked for was a window. So I rolled up my sleeves. If Rick wouldn't help me, I'd do it myself, and then some. I brought out the backhoe and started clearing a side path through the bushes. Tore up part of my own yard, something I would have avoided at all costs under normal circumstances. Then I called in a favor from an old friend who owns a paving company. 20 industrial steel plates later, I had a temporary road laid across my yard. His workers positioned everything like a puzzle, smooth, solid, safe. Even then, I told Rick, yes, after all this, I told him I could have done the same for his driveway. Lay down plates, protect every inch. At most, he might have needed a little fresh gravel. But he stuck to his precious no. His loss. The tree came down in under 3 hours. These guys were pros, clean cuts, minimal mess. Everything was either split into firewood-sized pieces or shredded in the wood chipper. The only exception? A solid 7-foot section of a trunk. I had plans for that. After the crew left, my grandson and his friends brought over the wood splitter. We stacked cords of fresh firewood into 2 shelters I keep near the house, one by the patio fire pit, another near the back door. The rest? Hauled to the family farm to season. I was out back raking up twigs when Rick wandered over, hands in his pockets, real casual. So, you gonna give me some of that wood? Like nothing had happened. I looked at him, didn't say a word at first, just pointed at the empty ground where the pile had been. He blinked. Really, he asked. I didn't flinch. Really? Then I went back to raking. Let me be clear, I wasn't trying to be cruel. I've given Rick wood for years. For free. All I would have asked is that he pay the kids who stacked it $300 for what easily could have been $3,000 worth of firewood. He would have had enough to last winters. Plural. But when he said no to me, he wasn't just denying a truck. He was denying friendship and respect. So now, no wood, no favors, no more neighborly warmth. But you know who did help? My other neighbor. She pitched in with clearing the bushes. Sweet couple. Use their fireplace a few times a year for romantic nights. I told them they can come by any time. Grab all the wood they want. No charge. There's no fence between our yards. Never needed one. Out back, though. That's my fence. It's old, worn. Might be time for a new one. No gate this time. I even joked with my son, maybe weld it shut. But nah, that's a bit much. Too obvious. Instead, maybe I'll plant some native wisteria. It loves the damp, climbs fast, and in a couple years, it'll wrap up and over the trees, forming a living green curtain. Privacy has never looked so poetic. Oh, and that 7-foot slab from the tree? My buddy owns a cabinet shop. It's already at the sawmill. Could become a stunning live-edge table or maybe a bench for the farm. And those 9 straight, 4-foot pieces might turn into custom baseball bats. I've got another friend who carves them by hand. Already got his eye on him. So here I sit. My yard's intact. My firewood stacked. My friends helped. My family came together. And Rick is watching it all from behind a fence. He can't come through anymore. He had the chance to be part of the solution, to be a friend. Instead, he chose mistrust. And that cost him everything. He could have had thousands in firewood for a handshake. Now he gets nothing. Not because I'm bitter. Not because I'm cruel. Because he made his choice. Sometimes it's not about vengeance. It's about boundaries. When people show you who they are, believe them. And when they shut the door on kindness, don't be afraid to build a better backyard without them in it. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments. Have you ever had a neighbor betray your trust? And how did you handle it? And of course, subscribe for more deeply satisfying Reddit revenge stories, because karma always delivers eventually.